everyone. This is Ben Dunn, founder of Antarctic Press, a small publishing company. Established in 1985, still going strong, or at least surviving, especially in this climate. Also, creator of Ninja High School, Warrior Nun. Check it out on Netflix. Um, Tomorrow Girl, Bikini Sentai, and a host of other comic book creations. So, when I was a kid, I was way back in the 1970s. I was learning about the American Civil War in history class. Yes, they taught history back then. Yes, surprise, shocking. And I was fascinated by it. I was, as a little kid, I was fascinated by war in general. I just don't know why. I thought it was exciting. It was really something that I was just getting into. I love military history. I've always been a big fan of military history. I wanted to understand how people can go to war with each other and fight over things. I can understand getting power, land, resources. So when he picked me up from school, I was telling him about, the American Civil War. And I told him that, you know, the idea of fellow countrymen fighting each other over something just seemed to blow my mind as a little kid. I didn't understand. Why would people go? And I said, but I taught that the American Civil War was fought over slavery. And my dad said no. I said, what? What do you mean? I asked my dad, what does he mean by that? I said, yeah, I was taught it was fought over slavery. He says, no, it was not fought over slavery, my dad would say. It was fought over money. And I said, money? What do you mean? He says, see, all wars are fought over money. And that blew my mind, really. It never occurred to me that, I always thought wars were fought, for prestige, honor, grabbing land, whatever, but, it all translates to money. And, I had that stuck in my mind for the longest time, and it's still sticking in my mind, and it's just like one of those things that everything is about money, any action that people do is primarily motivated by money, and money is power. Simple as that. If you have money, you have power. And this is why, people want to get it. They want to get, we place value over something that's essentially worthless. We fight and die, kill each other over a piece of paper. And, it's one of those things that it never quite made sense to me as a kid. But as of course I grew older, I realized the value of money. The only reason the money has any value at all is we accept it has value. When we no longer accept it has value, then it becomes worthless. And that's like with anything in life. If you don't accept something that has value, then essentially it's worthless to you. It's one of those things where you have to understand that, the pursuit of money is something that is needed in order to survive in today's society. Back before money was invented, we hunted, we gathered, we got together. There was strength in numbers. We got together because, when you have numbers, you're able to protect yourselves from threats outside. So what am I saying here? Well, there's a lot of people who are getting angry over things, and I'm not sure whether or not that's genuine or not. Whether or not it's one of those things where, how am I put it? It's easy to trigger people these days with social media. You know, all you have to do is some sort of headline, and you're going to get people to react. Especially it has something to do with what is a perceived injustice. No one wants to see, no one wants to experience or see injustice being done. Now, what does that mean? I mean, it's when things here are not fair. We as Americans, I think, and I'm very lucky. I will tell you, you know, I thank God every day that my dad decided to stay here in this country. If he had moved back to Taiwan, I probably, would probably be in some menial job, doing some menial task, eking out a menial existence. But here, this country allowed me to do whatever I wanted. I wanted to do comics. I pursued that dream. I worked hard toward it, and I achieved it, somewhat. I'm not saying I'm not Elon Musk rich, but I am comfortable. I'm a middle class existence. I'm allowed to do what I love, which is a rarity these days. I want to be able to keep doing what I love because to me, that is my source of happiness. And in the end, what do we all want to be? We want to be happy. We want to be able to, be satisfied with our lives. All of us want to have some sort of meaning in our lives. I think that the reason that so many people are angry is because they lack meaning in their lives. There used to be a time, where, my mother, would tell me, well, she's a very emotional person, but she would say, you should always count to 10 before you get angry. Okay, because I don't know if people still do that anymore, but it seems like almost immediately people get triggered by something instead of just sitting back, looking at what it is they're getting angry about, and understanding what it is that they're getting angry about. You know, I know there are people out there who want you to be angry because it's about the money. If they get you to be angry, you get eyeballs. They get people to look at your what you're saying. They disseminate what they're saying, either agree or disagree with what they're saying. But in the end, you know, they get paid. That's what they want. They want to get paid. Just like anything in life, you want to make some sort of you want to make some sort of thing about you want to make a living doing something. Why not make a living getting people angry? And it's to me a detriment to this society. There was at one time, and I don't know how true this is back then because I was a naive little kid. I believed everything that was on the TV. I thought that all the people that were on the newscasts were unbiased. You know, I know now that's not true. People have biases. They have, the emotions and the understandings of what they got when they were growing up by their environment, by people around them, and their friends, their family. Those all are very instrumental in your ability to disseminate things, and become involved in things. When people see injustice or they see something that affects them, they'll want to take action. And for the most part, the only way they can take action is to complain. That's fine. People are allowed to complain. This is again one of the beauties of this country is that we are allowed to say things. I mean, I'm not sure nowadays. I have my doubts, but I was always told that we were allowed to say whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, no matter what. I mean, now I'm not so sure. It seems like people are trying to censor other people, which is ironic because you're allowed to say whatever you want. I mean, it used to be that we abhorred censorship. Oh, this country fought wars over it. We wanted the freedom to say whatever we wanted. The whole idea we had in the American Revolution was to be able to say what we wanted. But now we've gotten to the point where people actually are supporting censorship. And it's really makes me feel like something is fundamentally wrong. Something is not. And the thing about it is that who would benefit from our internal anger? Oh, I believe there are outside sources who want to see this country collapse. We are we are the last great freest country in the world. No other country has the freedoms we have, and yet we don't appreciate that. We really don't. We I would one of the things I did learn is that I went to visit other countries. Every country I've been to, I've enjoyed. I only saw the surface level of it. When I was in Taiwan though, I dug deep. I was there for a long time. And while I loved Taiwan, it was not the United States. The United States was. I missed it. I missed the country greatly. I wanted to go back. And I lived in Taiwan for a long time, and I made me appreciate this country even more. I would challenge anybody who feels like this country is not giving them what they want to live in another country. You know, see how it works out for you. See if you want to come back. I would challenge you. The thing about the United States is that it's called the United States. It's not one large country. If this was a one large country, oh my God, we'd have taken over the world by now. We if the United States was simply one country and it became a military dictatorship, there is no country in the world that could stop us. No country in the world that could stop us. The thing is that we are actually 50 small countries. Every single one of these states are individual countries. We just all agree that there's one place that, you know, keeps us together. It's called federalism. A lot of people think, oh, this is democracy. Well, it is. It's an indirect democracy. People forget that we're not a true democracy. We are a republic. That's something that people do not really think about. They think, oh, every vote counts, every vote counts. Well, not really. If every vote does count, and it's so much that when politicians want it, they'll do whatever they can to get it. Um, but we don't vote on things directly. We vote on representatives, who tell them. And the thing about it is that if you lose, okay, then you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it, and then hopefully, you'll get a candidate that you like, you can support, because it's we are in the battleground of ideas, and if more people like the idea that a politician is telling you, then he's going to win, or at least that's the idea. So I just wanted to tell you that you should appreciate what you have. Really should. Stop complaining so much. Stop being angry. When you're angry, it cannot be sustained. Sooner or later, eventually, it's going to burn you out. I like to be able to make friends, not make enemies. Making enemies is a lot of hard work. You have to sustain it. You create animosity. You create a foundation of hate. Where is but for some perceived injustice. How does getting angry at something really help you in any way, shape, or form? You can complain about things. That's fine. Complain about it. But getting angry over something that has very little to do with your life, it doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense to me at all. I watch, but I'm getting kind of tired of it, to be honest. It used to be I thought, oh yeah, this is kind of fun. People attacking the entertainment companies, Marvel, DC, Disney, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's fun. People really seem to like that. Because oh yeah, yeah, stick it to the man, stick it to the man. But the thing about it is their actions will come back. They'll realize their mistake eventually. You know, the thing about it is that you're never too big to fail. You know, Sears at one time was the largest retail company in the world. Now you ask most people, hey, have you heard of Sears? Well, what Sears? What's that? You know, companies, large companies have, just an example of Antarctic Press. Um, we've been in business nearly 40 years. And I will tell you, and we are not a large company. No, we are a very small company. We just chugging along. You know, huge comic companies have risen and fallen during our 40, almost nearly 40 years of being in business. And we're still around. We're still around. I mean, I'm talking about companies with millions of dollars, millions. Millions, and they're gone. They're gone. Because the pursuit of just money is going to be your downfall. It simply is, because money, like anger, if that's the only thing you pursue, it's never going to be satisfactory to you in the end. The thing about it is that you have to know what's important: your health, people around you, your friends, your own well-being. That's the most important thing, because you know what, we are not here on this earth for a very long time. I wish everyone good health and longevity, but when your time comes, your time comes. I'm perfectly willing to accept that. you know what you do with the time you have is totally up to you. I like to think that, if I were to, pass away tomorrow, uh, I will have left something positive on humanity. And hopefully people will enjoy it for generations to come. Or I simply may disappear. My stuff may be forgotten. Who knows? I mean, fact of the matter is I'll be gone. It don't matter to me now. You know. So as long as I am alive, I will try to be as a force of positivity as much as I can. I want people to feel good about themselves. No one wants to feel bad about themselves. When you tell people, "Oh, you can't do that," or "that sucks," or "you suck," how does that make you feel? You think that makes you feel good? You say, "Oh yeah, bring it on, bring it on. I want all the insults you can hurl at me." And then very few people, you know, are like that. They want to feel good about themselves. They want to feel like they're contributing something, that they're doing something positive. You know. Well, I mean, I don't want to rant too long, so I just want to give you some food for thought. If you think that you like us, if you like what you've heard, please like, press a thumbs up, subscribe. And maybe I just want you to have a great day. Be kind to each other, and until next time, this has been Dunn signing off.